Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're revisiting the Turnarounds, which is the band that came out of the Greystones camp, kind of a reformed band. Several of the members of the Greystones formed this one themselves, got themselves a new drummer, and they've started performing gigs. And so we're actually going to watch something that came straight off of an iPhone. So no editing whatsoever. They're just on stage performing live. I think this is in response to some of the comments that came on their other videos, which frankly I don't necessarily agree with, but there were people saying, oh, they're just, messing around. They're making a music video. This isn't live and blah, blah. And I've never really had that point of view myself. I don't know about you, Adrian. I think it's okay to make music videos. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah.
I mean, it's going on YouTube. I mean, what else do you put on YouTube? Videos.
I mean, how did MTV get started, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But nonetheless, I think that this is in response to that. So we're going to watch them do two songs today. We're going to watch Brown Eyed Blues, which is a Ben Harper cover. And we're also going to watch them do The Door, a Teddy Swims cover. And that one, we've actually seen the Greystones do back when most of these members were in that band. So that'll be interesting. I think in that case, Izzy was taking the lead vocal, and in this case, Hope will be taking the lead vocal. So in this band, we have Kyle on various instruments. He is the multi-instrumentalist in the band. He's going to be starting on guitar for Brown Eyed Blues. We're going to have Hope singing and playing keyboards on Brown Eyed Blues. We're going to have Izzy as a singer. We're going to have Max on the bass. We're going to have Ishan on guitar, and we're going to have Isaac on the drums. They're playing a place called Little Lou's, and apparently they're also going to play the San Jose Fountain Blues Festival on June 27th, and then the Corte Madura Festival on June 28th. So those of you that are local to San Jose or the Bay Area, take note if you'd like to come out and see the kids. So Adrian, do you have any thoughts ahead before we take a look at these?
This is going to be a live show, too. It's not even going to be a music video. It's going to be live. Right. So
straight off the camera.
All the naysayers out there.
That's right. Right.
It sounds like we got something from a phone and nothing else.
Nothing to complain about, basically.
Right.
Just a note about Ben Harper. He is a Grammy winner. He's made 12 albums. He's been around for a bit. He actually got to see Bob Marley perform in 1978 when he was a little kid. Said that was very important. And at one point, he was playing a lot of slide guitar in his early days, kind of along the lines of Robert Johnson. So that alone gives me a lot of respect for him. So with that in mind, why don't we go ahead and check out this first song, Brown Eyed Blues, and give our thoughts.
All right.
going to assume that some of that stuff at the end by Kyle is built into the song. I haven't heard the song itself before, but clearly it's got some interesting breaks in it. Well, what'd you think, Adrian?
I was really entertained by this whole thing, just the sound and everything.
So Izzy sounded really good on the vocals there. It so happens that where the phone is, it looks like it's kind of close to the stage, so maybe we're not hearing the PA as well as we would like to. So there are a few things that are a little tricky to hear, but once again, it's a live performance. I have found that a lot of times if you're doing a live performance on the phone, to get the best sound, usually if you're over by the soundboard, that's a good place to be standing. And maybe you have somebody else up front getting the shot up close, and maybe you can even zoom in from back there or something, stick it on a tripod or something. I think they're on a tripod, as a matter of fact, right here. So just mentioning that. I think the performance was very solid. I think everybody sounded good on it. They sounded well rehearsed. I loved Max's solo in there. That was really cool.
Oh, yeah, that was a killer bass solo.
It was nice, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was syncopation going on in this song that I'm not surprised to hear, having heard about Ben Harper's history. So I like the overall style of the song, too, and I thought it was well carried out by the whole group.
Yeah, Izzy does a great lead vocal in this.
Yeah, she sounded good on it. I could hear Hope backing her up on it.
Yeah, she was filling in on backing vocals, and she was on keys, of course.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. She is a keyboard player, just to make that clear. She sounded good up there. Ishan, nice and clean, on what he was playing there. I happened to notice, and I got excited, but the amp he's using on stage, you can actually see. I've got the same amp right behind me. It's a little tough to see, but there it is.
It's like that wooden-looking amp, right?
It's a Fender Blues Junior, yeah, with tweed, a
All
tweed
right.
wrapping on it. As a matter of fact, I know that Jeff Beck liked those, and other guitarists of note. So good. Good to see that.
Isaac is solid on the drums. He did a great job, and Kyle did some nice licks on the guitar.
I agree. It was all pretty solid up there. So let's go ahead and move on now to the Doors and see what that looks like.
but I can't take this pain no more. I thought I was feeling, but tonight I saved my life when I showed you the door. I thought I told you, baby, but I can't take this pain no more. I thought it would kill me, but tonight I saved my life when I showed you the door.
Very nice. All right, that was quite different actually from the earlier version that we heard from a couple years ago, actually. I think it's been 2 years. It was a slightly different key, and that makes sense because it's a different lead singer on it with Hope there. It sounds like they turned up the vocals because I could hear Hope really clearly on that one, where it was a little trickier to hear Izzy in the earlier one. What were your thoughts, Adrian? I've got more, but I don't want to.
I was just thinking the whole song. I know it's Kyle's on the keys now, and Hope did great on the vocals.
Yeah.
And I can tell this isn't an easy song to sing. She's got a tough job with this, and she did it well. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of words, and then there's some pretty good high notes in there too. So yeah, I agree. It was nice to hear Max at one point was holding down the whole rhythm for a bar there, and then we heard a little hi-hat on the back, I think from Isaac there. One frustrating thing that has nothing to do with the performance was I couldn't really hear the keyboard on that one. So again, it's a live performance, so these things will happen. But I would have liked to have heard the keyboard line on that, so maybe someday in the future. But nonetheless, I mean, the band itself was pretty solid. One thing I noticed in the beginning, and this isn't a slam, of course, this is a live performance, but Isaac went for a fill that didn't quite stay on time. And I noticed, Sean, like the band noticed it, but it wasn't that big a deal. It was kind of a small thing. But I would say, I tell this to all my bandmates too whenever I'm playing with them, is like the rhythm is key. Like that's the first thing, the tempo. Keep that tempo going, as hard and solid as you possibly can. If you have to drop a fill to do it, drop the fill, or like drop half a fill or something. But that thing is what keeps the song solid, keeps the band solid. And so that's the only thing I'd say there. But other than that particular moment, I thought that Isaac's shown too on this performance. I think that they're pretty solid as a band now. Like they've coalesced and they've become their own thing, and they sound good together. And so that's great. I can't wait to hear how they sound in a month at their next gig. Or actually, it's actually only going to be about 2 weeks by the time this goes up. So now that I'm looking at it, June 27. So cool. So that's coming up. So that's the only thing I would say. I think that the song was well done. And yes, Hope sounded great on those vocals. Ishan sounded good on the guitar as well. I want to mention him. Kyle, unfortunately, I just couldn't hear what Kyle was doing. But I know that he's a good player, both on the keys and on the guitar.
And Max just keeps chugging along on that bass through the song.
Yeah, this is one of those songs that basically has the same chord structure through. He handles those well. Some people might get bored. Max is always right on top of it. He never sounds bored, no matter what he's doing. No matter what the song is, it always sounds very deliberate, very thoughtful, whatever he's laying down. And that's a great thing.
Yeah.
So, overall, it sounds like the band is progressing very nicely. And I can't wait to see some clips if they're going to come for these shows coming up at the end of the month, the Blues Fest and the Corte Madera Fest. So keep up the good work, folks. Good work on this one. And actually, as we're recording this, I noticed you just dropped another song. So we'll come back at some point in the future for that one. Hopefully there's more to come. But in the meantime, we appreciate your sharing these. It's great to see the progress. Wondering about that and what. But yeah, any closing thoughts, Adrian?
Oh, it was just great, hearing these songs, hearing them just to quiet the doubters, you get it recorded on an iPhone.
Sounded like a gig to me.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it goes. That's all right. Yeah, sounded good. I mean, it was nice to hear them. Just kind of raw, as if we were sitting there in the bar, in the pub. I couldn't help but notice the harp sign behind them, so I'm assuming it was a pub, little loose. But if anybody was there, why don't you tell us about your experience? Folks, if you have any particular thoughts on these performances, leave them below for us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us today. We will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See y'all later.